Hey, everybody. How you doing? What's going on with you? Good to see y'all. I was gone the week before last, so I'm going to be loud and proud today. You know, the women took over the first Tuesday, and they did a phenomenal job. May I say, you guys were wonderful.
Thank you.
The information was so good, so rich. You know, I can't wait for the brothers to do their thing next month. The brothers gonna do their thing next month. And we're gonna talk about fatherhood and what all that entails. And so not to try to match y'all or anything like that.
Oh, because we can't be matched.
Yeah,
so
you know,
you try all you want. You have some heavy
hitters on there. Y'all was hitting it. I had to give it to y'all. Y'all was hitting.
Yes.
It was nice. It was nice until a teeny. But it was good. It was good.
Thank you.
So it was nice to have a evening off and just watch and enjoy. So that's what I did, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. A couple of things going on. I'm gonna get this out of the way real quick because we can do this because it's our show. We are sending out love and joy and happiness for our baby.
I was like, what you talking about?
Wow. You just sent out Facebook stuff every hour. But we want to say real quick, we're gonna
shout out.
Gonna slide our faces off for a second, but happy
birthday to our baby.
To our baby.
My little princess.
Yeah, she ain't a baby.
She not no baby.
Yeah.
She's gonna always be my little princess. And I still look at her as my little baby, but she grown.
Yeah, she grown.
Yeah, she got a milestone coming up in a couple years. So
but we wanted to let her know we love her, and we
happy
are
birthday.
So happy for her today, and hope she had a great day.
Yes,
and, she was taken care of, or whatever she gonna do for the weekend, since it is a Tuesday. But hope she enjoyed her day.
Yeah, and if y'all feeling benevolent, go on and send her a cash app at $A Marie AYEMAHREE, and bless her real good. Bless her socks off.
That's her socks off.
Yes, go on and do that. Go on and do that on our behalf. We already sent her something in the mail.
Help a brother out. They get older. That means the gifts all of a sudden get bigger or something like that. But it's supposed to be reversed. You're supposed to be on your own. But whatever, however that goes, however that goes. But yeah, happy birthday to you. So do the advertising.
Oh, sure. Quick. So as you know, our names are on the screen, Fred and Angela Jackson, and we do have a website. Our website is www.faconceptsllc.com. And when you go there, there'll be a place where you can purchase products. I am an author, a featured author in this book. So if you would like to buy the book and see about the entrepreneurial journeys of 16 phenomenal women, you can go ahead and do that. Purchase this book for $20. And then also FNA Concepts has developed this planner and content journal. It's available on our website as well for $25. It's a 10-week journal where you can chart your progress. You can start your day in the morning and decide what you're going to do for that day. And then it's also a week, what you're going to do for that week, and then what you're going to do for that month. And see how it all turns out, because at the end it asks you what went well. There's also some motivational quotes in there. I'm a quote lover. I love different quotes. So I pulled some quotes in there. That's also in there as well to help motivate you. And it's like a self-motivating tool. So this is $25 on our website. And then also, if you want some of the services that we offer, which entails flyers, whether they are moving flyers or stills. We can do flyers, posts, posters, web design. If you want your website to be revamped, we customize the website with you in mind and with you at the helm. We just kind of navigate with you to get your website to look as how you want it to look. So check out our services that we have and that we offer, and we'd be happy to assist your vision into destiny.
Glory. I felt that thing. Assist your vision into destiny.
And you're gonna have to excuse me. That's a lot of talking, and I had some dental work done, and I'm feeling it so it's really irritating my speech.
Y'all that know a word of prayer, go and pray for real quick.
Because
speak over that.
It's two teeth.
Oh, teeth.
Teeth.
Is that blur? Toothless. Toothless. Toothless.
Two tooths.
Yeah, two toothless.
It's the teeth. But it's two over here really, really messing with me right now. So take it away, Mr. Jackson.
All right. Okay, so I guess we'll get this out now and then try to remember to go back to it at the close. But next month, the first Tuesday, we're going to have I consider it a privilege. We're going to have two doctors that have their own vitamin company out of Atlanta, Georgia. They're going to be talking to us about their product that I actually use and I enjoy.
Is that the probiotic you gave me?
Yes.
He just came to me one day and said, "Here, take this." I'm like, "What is that?"
It'll help you feel better.
No,
it'll help you feel
what?
Better.
I'm not taking that just because you told me to.
That's right. I'm a doctor. You didn't know? I'm a doctor.
Dr. Jackson. All right.
Dr. Jackson.
What's up? Well, just because my sister called you doc don't mean you
Hey, see? I've been certified. But good evening, sis. Love you. Good evening. And I don't know if we even said that coming on. Good evening to everybody that's already came on.
No, you just came on because you were so happy because you weren't here last time. Yeah, you weren't here last time.
Yes.
But see, hello to everybody.
Hey, Doc. Certified.
That's just sis calling you doc.
Glory. I'm certified.
No.
Glory to God. I'm certified. Certified and bona fide.
Okay.
But anyway, let me get back to it because there's a couple other things I want to say and then I want to get our guest on. But so I'm not sure what that's the first Tuesday. Maybe I'll get the date before we leave. Their company is called Probiotics Black, something to that. I'm probably messing it up. Get it right, bro. I'll get it right. I'll have it right before we leave. Get it right, bro. And good to see you, sis. Good to see you. But I want you guys to tune in. We're going to be talking about Black health. We're going to be talking about men's health because that's a Father's Day month. So we want to talk about that. So it's going to be good. I'm so excited. I call it favor. Because I called to try to fix something with my subscription and thought I was going to be talking to, just one of the helpers and ended up talking to the owner. And we got into this long conversation and then we happened to mention
you just that type of person.
Just that type of person.
You can have a long conversation with the garbage man. It don't matter.
Hey, if the garbage man got something to say, I'm going to bring the garbage man on too. But we got to talking, and it was just an awesome conversation. And he was just more than happy to come on. And like I said, they're in Atlanta, so we're on at 7. That means they're on at 9 or 10. So it's a huge honor. So we're gonna try to start right on time. We're gonna try to start in with them as soon as we can. So if you can, please be on, connect, get this information because I know it's going to be good. So the other thing I'm going to say, I didn't even talk to my wife about this, so don't worry. I ain't going to say nothing crazy, but it just goes back to what happened on Sunday. If you can remember that, then you'll be all right. You won't get nervous. I just wanted to take a moment, and I know people are still coming on. I know this show is sometimes like church too. Y'all come in a few minutes late, 30 seconds, 30 minutes late, all that stuff. It's cool. I appreciate y'all coming on. But what I really want to say is I thank God. We've had a lot of accolades since we've been doing this a year, almost a year ago. Mm-hmm. But I thank God for the opportunity. I want to say that. I thank God for the opportunity. And I want to tell you, something was spoken into our lives this weekend that really confirmed what we were doing, or what we're doing, and what we're going to do, the other things that we're going to do. And I've had a tough time with it. I enjoy doing this, don't get me wrong, but I had a tough time. And what are the whys of why we're doing this, and is it really benefiting people, or people just being nice to us? But when I tell you the connections that we have made, and the connections that we have helped other people with, it's really been life-changing for us. Mm-hmm. And to get the word that we received, and I won't speak of that. I honestly need to keep that private. But the word we received just really made me know what we're doing is the right thing, and it's a God thing. And so I just wanted to take a moment and publicly thank all of you that tune in to us every month, and share, dialogue, share the show with other people, tell other people. I see folks on Facebook that'll share, the flyers. I mean, how small that you do and what you do, I just want you to know that we appreciate you. We feel like this is our niche. We feel like we haven't even scratched the surface yet. And we believe that some big things are going to come. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So now let me get back to my goofy self, because I felt too serious right there. But now let me get back to goofy. All right. So tonight, because I'm excited to be back on. I keep saying that. Tonight, I am thrilled. I am honored. I am overjoyed for our guest on tonight. One is my sister. That is my sister. I know she say this is her sister, but that's my sister. I took her over once we got married. That's my sister.
You can't steal my sister.
That's my sister. Anyway. And then our other guest is that's my whatever I need to work out in my brain.
Okay.
That day, that's who I talk to when I come in and get my coffee.
That's a good thing. Coffee and therapy, huh?
That's she don't know it, she don't realize it, but she my therapist. Yeah.
She needs to charge you more for the coffee.
Probably so. So I'm like, you know what? That was a good idea what she said. I might try that today. So I am so grateful for these two ladies, and not just for those things, but that they provide a service to the communities where they are, in Sacramento and in Stockton. And they both are in coffee. The thing that I love.
I should have brought some coffee.
Praise the Lord. I know we should have been all drinking coffee while we were talking. I can
walk away and come back with some
You don't need that, because we praying for your healing. So you don't need that.
That heat touch it and have me going to the roof.
Yeah, you don't need that. But I'm so grateful to talk to them. I think you're going to enjoy them. You're going to appreciate what they do. And so without further ado, I am going to bring on first Gwen Overton. She is the owner and operator of Legendary Coffee and Books. Woo! And next, I'm going to bring on, and she got to help me with this once you get on, because I'll be trying to say the name of their shop. But I want to say it's Tiferet Probably, I know I'm jacking it on. She's shaking her head now, like you jacking up the name of my shop.
See, now she's gonna charge you more for that too. Bring her on.
But it's T. It starts with a T.
Oh,
Coffee House. But this is my friend Sabrina Berhane. Okay, tell me how to say it right, because I ain't never said it right.
Well, first you get decaf tomorrow.
Oh, Lord. Find it.
It's Tiferet.
Tiferet.
Tiferet. And it's a Hebrew word for glory.
Hey, Shabba. Thank you,
Right.
Lord.
You still get decaf.
I'm that high? Am I that high already?
yes.
Oh, okay.
No, just for saying it wrong
I
one.
got water to bring me down.
Just for saying it wrong, there has to be some type of repercussion.
You can put sugar in my coffee. It's fine. Because I don't get sugar in my coffee. It's sugar-free. You can put sugar in it.
Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Thanks for being on, both of you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
So, first of all, of course, we want to start with you talking about your businesses. So, Sabrina, we'll start with you, and you can tell us about your company
and how you got started.
Well, it's kind of a weird story, and I love the fact that this show is kind of based on faith, because that's how we started.
Hey, see, I felt that thing right there.
Yes, I was a realtor, and there was this building for a commercial client. It was an ice cream shop. And I called my sister who lived in Virginia, and I said, I know this is crazy, but that's a coffee shop. And we couldn't afford it. So I just kept pulling it up. And I think that if you see something enough times, did you inquire about it? So I inquired, and they had dropped the price in half that day. And I called my sister. We viewed the building, and we bought the ice cream shop.
Wow.
And 6 months later, we opened our doors. I was really hoping that she would talk me out of it. She didn't. And then I was hoping that escrow would fall through, and it didn't. And then I was hoping the financing wouldn't happen, and it did. So long story, 6 months later, we opened up a coffee shop. And I would go to this shop and turn on this espresso machine and not know what to do with it. So I had my laptop next to me, and I would Google how to make a latte. And for 3 weeks, I just kept trying recipes. Meanwhile, my sister stayed in Virginia, and I worked there for a year, open to close 7 days a week. We could afford 3 hours of help a day, and that was 8 to 11. And she would send me clothes, send me shoes, send me lunch money, because you don't make money your first year or two in business. So she kept her job, corporate job, and she financed us while I got this business rolling. And we opened up August 16th, 2014, and July 5th, 2015, she and her daughter packed up and they moved here. And then we were partners from the beginning, but then we became physical partners in that shop. And then quickly we filled out a request for proposal with the city of Sacramento for a kiosk within the city hall, and we received that. So a year and a half later, we opened up our kiosk. And my sister said, I can't handle that. I'm literally just learning. I'm a year behind you. So she took over the main shop. I did the kiosk. And then it's always who you know. The building owner of the Mercy location where I work and am going to give Fred decaf tomorrow. He knew the owner of our first location. And he said, I hear that you guys are the perfect tenants. And my sister and I said, not going to happen. We signed up for one. Now we have two.
Wow.
And he said, I'll wait. So he first approached us in August of 2016. And we said yes, February 2017, finally. And he'd kept it vacant. And our mom at the time was dying of cancer, and that's why we kept saying no. And she said, look, I'm going to fight for my life, so you girls need to continue your business. And fast forward to a pandemic, and that Mercy location is literally what kept our businesses afloat.
Wow.
The one that we said no for 6 months on. So our entire coffee story has been built on faith and luck.
We're gonna stick with faith.
Hey, there's got to be luck to that too.
Yeah. So, connections, definitely
connections. So we still have 2 of them. Our City Hall location is currently still closed because people are working remotely. Mm-hmm. We don't know if it'll ever reopen, and that's okay if it doesn't. It served its purpose. And our City Hall location has kept the other one open because, unfortunately, being in a hospital worked for us.
Okay. Yeah.
So we found that as a blessing, and now we will be open 7 years on our first location in August.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I think we make better coffee now than we did the first year. I have no idea how we stayed open. It was all personality.
Yeah.
if you think it's good, they might believe you. But now I know that we have really good coffee. And we absolutely love our community and what we do.
That's amazing. What an amazing story of you and your sister's journey. I mean, that's awesome.
Thank you.
And I want to chime in with this. When I first encountered them, it was, I probably shouldn't say this live because then I'm telling on myself, and there might be some counter people listening, but whatever. What you gonna do to me? But I was trying to find a place to hide.
See, that's where you messed up.
That's where I messed up, but that's the truth. That is the truth. I tried to find a place to hide for about, half an hour or so to actually get something done, make some phone calls, and then go in. And somebody mentioned their shop, and I said, okay, all right. So I drove by, and it's the H Street location. I drove by, and I was like, oh yeah, it's quaint, it's cool. So went in, said, I always start with that. What coffee do I start with to try people out?
Vanilla latte.
Right. So I started out vanilla latte, and I think I got a some type of Danish or something like that, and sat down and was minding my own business, did my thing, and then headed out. And when I headed out, they said, bye, Fred. I said, oh, okay. Somebody got good memory. That's pretty good. So I think maybe it was a week or so. I went back, and when I walked in, hey, how are you, Fred? I said, wait a minute. I've been gone 2 weeks. You only met me once.
Wow.
You don't know me from Adam. But what I paid attention to is I watched how they interacted with people. I watched how they talk to people, how they engage, and they make everyone feel like they're the only person that they know. And I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
I thought that's by far the best customer service.
Yeah, customer service is will make you or break you.
So if you didn't, I'm saying all this, if you still hadn't learned how to make coffee, that alone, I would have just
your customer service is what kept you going.
Through the first year. I do want to say that we honor every single person who steps into our shop. We know that they are probably passing 1 or 2 or 3 coffee shops to get there, and that they chose us. And so you are so important to us for choosing us that we want you to know how grateful we are. And we just, our customers are our lifeline.
The same people, especially that H Street one, the same people that come through
every day.
I almost started counting their time. Oh, so-and-so should be coming through the door. They'll come through, set their spot up and do their thing, or come and get their coffee and leave. I'm like, these people are dedicated to this place.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just blown away. Honestly, just blown away. All right, Gwen, my sister.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My journey started 10 years prior to me opening. I used to make coffee at my job. And one day, and I tell you,
at the house. Can we lift up?
Yeah, best coffee from a coffee pot too.
and even at home. And so Fred and Angel, one night they came over, and my husband and I, and Fred and Angel, we drank coffee. We drank 24 cups. And so they were like, it's something about the way you make coffee. And one night. And so it was 10 years prior to me opening, which was December 3rd, 2019. I mean, it's just like God had given me this, the very idea to do it. It came from him. And I didn't like Sabrina, I didn't know anything about coffee. All I know is I just know how to make coffee. That's it. So I said, it was like the dates were really relevant. I had to follow those dates, the date that I was going to stop working in my secular job and everything. So fast forward, I left my job and pursued opening the coffee shop. And so I would tell Fred and Angel, I said, I need good coffee. I want some good coffee. So Fred said, what about Temple? And so we met, long story short.
I didn't know you then, so don't trip on that, by the way. I didn't know you then. This is before.
That was before Sabrina.
Yeah. And you're like,
that was BS before Sabrina.
Right. Good one, sis.
So we went and we sat down, my husband and I, and Angela and Fred and my daughters, and we met with our consultant, and it went from there. And we found a spot, a location. The location, I prayed about the location. Basically, a friend of mine told me, I just feel like you need to be near some water. And her name is Cynthia Franklin. And so I said, you know what? Let me check the waterfront. So my husband and I went to the waterfront. Pardon me. We went to the waterfront and we set up an appointment. We didn't have an appointment. We just walking through the waterfront, just kind of looking at things. And we saw this guy. They said, oh, well, ask him for the key. Lo and behold, it was the owner of the warehouse. And so, which is very rare. We didn't know he was the owner. He didn't tell us until we talked to him and everything. And at that time, he did not want to give us that location. He wanted a nightclub there. And he said, I really want this to be, this and that. And so my husband and I, we pursued him, and he liked us, but I know it was just a favor of God. And so we went to work. We signed, he gave it to us. As a matter of fact, he called me and said, you not only get one choice, you get two. So there were two different locations. My husband said, I think this one would be better. And so we went on, and my husband started to build out the bar and everything. And so we end up finally opening on December 3rd, 2019. Now this was a 10-year vision. This was a 10-year plan. And during that time, like Sabrina, all I did was make coffee at home and at my job. We had a coffee club at my job. And so Temple Coffee, they offered for us to learn how to make lattes and all of that. So my youngest daughter and my oldest daughter, we went to school, and my youngest daughter had the niche.
Yes.
She has the niche for that coffee.
You got a good pour. You got a good pour. Shout out to Dara. Come on,
Dara Overton Brown. And my oldest daughter, Shawan Johnson, she does a lot of administrative and a lot of the website building and a lot of things. But, you know, it's a family affair.
Mm-hmm.
And so from then, we opened, we started building momentum. We started building, you know, customers coming in. And just like Sabrina said, it's so important to engage with your customers.
Yeah.
And establish a relationship with them. And so not only do we sell coffee, we sell books. And I'm going to add an addition to it with jewelry. So those 3 things we're going to, and I got another surprise, but you guys have to wait for that one. So right now,
well, you also have pastries and
pastries. I have great pastries and desserts, and so it's been a journey. I was only open from December 3rd, 2019 to March 19, 2020, and that's when the pandemic hit, and that was a trying time. I knew at first, you know, the pandemic, people started getting sick and different things, and at that time, I woke up and I said, today is the day I need to close the shop. And I never forget it. It was, I believe, March 19th. And I closed it. It was on a Friday. And when I left, I wept. I didn't know what was going to happen. We put in all this money to build and to establish. And so here we are today. Thanks be to God. It was all Him that we survived this time being closed because of the warehouse. And I didn't have, people had to come in. A lot of the buildings were around us, the school district, and a lot of people closed. So a lot of my customers were people that worked around that building, around the facility. And so I would walk through the warehouse sometime, and it would be just, you know, it would be just like a cemetery, and it was just dead. And only Nana's, a shout out to Nana's Mexican restaurant. They have been a support to us, and they are keeping that warehouse open. So I'm grateful to God that we survived. And so next month we'll be opening, and I'm very excited. I'm very happy.
I know your customers will be happy about that too, because they have not left your side. They contact you, they email you, they call saying, hey, when you open it up again, can I get
So I'm grateful. And I can't wait. You know, it's been a long time. It's been over a year. It's been over a year and a couple of months. So, you know, a lot of businesses have folded. And so we're still here. So it's just by the grace of God that we're still here.
Yeah.
So.
Amen.
And that whole thing of talking about connections and that kind of stuff, you've actually had some high profile people that have blessed your shop before it closed. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. Actually, somebody has spoken to our lives and said that there were going to be, you know, high profile people to come through the coffee shop. And, you know, I never take what somebody's speaking to my life. I never take it with a grain of salt. I just, you know, constantly just say, okay, it's going to happen. I kind of forget. We had Mike Bloomberg, who was running for president. He had come and they had called me the night before. They had called me the night before and said that he wanted to come into the coffee. No, they didn't tell me. Secret Service couldn't tell me. They came and we didn't know they had come. They had sent a young lady in, and she was there. She looked around and opened, you know, and I was like, oh, it's nice. She had a cup of coffee and, you know, and she said, oh, well, we'll be here in the morning. So they called me that night and they said, okay, we're going to be there, and, you know, all these different things. So the next morning, all these men were coming in with suits, and it was a little different. I think my husband said, I think that's Secret Service. I said, and I told him Secret Service wouldn't be here. That's not them. No, why would they be here?
Right.
You know, and so they were like, oh, this, I said, no, it's not a restroom and all this stuff. Oh, they're checking buildings and checking different doors. I only got one. I was like, okay. And so long story short, one of the workers had stood me to the side and said, hey, there, he's one of the richest men in the country, and he's doing this. And I was like, oh my God. And he's coming in, and I just like, okay. And he had come in and he met us, we met him, and we took pictures, and that was amazing. You know, it gave us some publicity.
Yeah.
And then maybe a month later, Governor Newsom, he had come in and they did like a short forum about small businesses, and they chose Legendary Coffee and Books. We were one of the ones that they chose. And that was amazing. And so we've been blessed just in a matter of 4 months. So I can imagine what the future looks like.
Yes.
And I'm taking it one day at a time. And I'm gonna when the pandemic hit, I sat back and thought about what did I do, what did I accomplish in those 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked hard, and now I'm going to work smarter and not harder.
Right.
So when you just start, you don't know. You get up in the morning and you 14 days, 6 days a week, and all this stuff, and then you go to church on Sunday, so it's not really a day off. And so I'm grateful. And also, in addition, the one and only Stockton greatest, Stockton finest Mayor Tubbs.
I like how you threw that one in.
I can't forget Mayor Tubbs. He brought that publicity
he's about to do great things.
Yes. Yeah. He was the backbone of both Bloomberg and Governor Newsom coming to our shop. So I'm grateful for him.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to your reopening on June, is it 3rd or 4th? June 4th. So we're definitely looking forward for that. And we will be posting when we get your information. We'll post it on our page to make sure we share that information so that people patronize and go back to your grand reopening, and we'll continue to support you in that way. That's amazing. Both of you have amazing stories, and it's great that you guys are here tonight. So
yeah, and I wanted you to, I didn't want you to I wanted you to name drop for a reason, because I really believe that what we were talking about earlier on, and even in the green room, is about favor and God's favor, and like you said, Sabrina, this was started by faith.
Yeah.
But I believe when you're faithful to something, God will open up doors for you. So for you guys just kept, getting business opportunity, location after location after location. Gwen had just got started, and even in her getting started, her name the business was getting out there. So I really believe when you're faithful to the work and you're faithful to God, that he opens up doors for you and he increases your borders.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna try to bring no sermon today, but I just really believe that's important to get across for anybody that's online, that's listening, that they're looking to start their own business, their first business, or restart a business. Hey, you fall down, but you get back up.
Yep.
And that's one of the things. I mean, Gwen, you kind of went over it, but I'll ask you, Sabrina, everything don't always work out the way that you plan. So how do you deal with failure or having to step back, and continue to keep that same faith and same drive?
Yeah.
So I'll ask you that question.
So that's a really good question, because I'll tell you, it was a huge slap when we had to shut our doors for the first time. And what my sister and I have become very good at, and which I think actually all business owners who are successful are good at this, whether they are aware, is pivoting. Being able to say, okay, I was going this direction, but I think I was supposed to go that direction. And to be able to follow that and pivot and be flexible. Sometimes your idea is not the right idea.
Right.
Sometimes your time is not the right time. And so those are things that we've had to learn. And it was very humbling too. The first 5 years of business, you are just trying to break even. So at 5.5 years and 3 shops, my sister and I was like, we're going to get paid. Finally. Payday. And because, that's why we go into business and everything shut down. So, we're back at year 1.5, 2. Which was a really hard thing to do. So we've adjusted our hours. Gwen, like you said, we're definitely going to work smarter, not harder. Our quality of life balance is definitely at the forefront. Our hours aren't going to ever go back to the way that they used to be. We are going to take the time for ourselves and our family, and people adjust. So we're not open until 5 or 6 p.m. They'll adjust. And they'll be okay with it. And they really will. So we're making sure that our quality of life is better, but it's definitely being able to pivot. I think that's how we have continued to move forward and keep our heads up.
Okay. So I'm gonna stay on you for a minute and then we'll go back to Gwen. But you don't just sell coffee and danishes and sandwiches. They get sandwiches from, what's that, Estelle's?
Yeah,
they're all right. But I'm just, as far as your own products, not somebody else's stuff, you also sell something else. Can you explain, talk about that?
Our coffee, our tea, our merchandise.
Yes.
I'm like, where are we going with this, Fred? So, we do bring in merchandise. I wore this shirt today, so I didn't take it off. Here was one. It says, love one another. So those were our tank tops that are almost out. But we sell, part of success, I think, is branding. Right? People have to be seen with your stuff, with your cups, with your shirts, with your bags. Our coffee is branded with us. Our teas are branded with us. And so we've systematically grown that line, because what you can't do as a new business is to have all of this inventory and hope it sells. Exactly. That's a really hard thing. Everybody's like, well, we want all of this merchandise. Well, but we have to pay for all of this merchandise, and we're really trying to stay afloat. So it's a really good balance about how to brand yourself and get your stuff out there and still be able to keep your business growing. Does that answer your question?
Well, that's one of them.
Okay.
You also sell soaps.
Oh, our soaps. Yes, we do sell soaps. And all of our soaps are made from our coffee and our tea. And
that's why I see. I'm like, how can you?
Well, I didn't know. So she's a local business owner who is a customer of ours. She just lives down the street downtown. And she's a woman. And she had to pivot in her business. She was a massage therapist and wasn't able to work, but she had been kind of making soaps, here and there. And that was it. She just became a soap maker. And so she came in and gifted me a bar of soap, and my husband used it, which he was like, oh, my skin is so soft. Yeah. So I talked to her and I said, hey, if you can do a line of soap with our coffees and our teas, we'll buy those from you. And so she does. And so she'll do a spring line. Every couple of weeks, she'll give us a new one because there's a curing process and a whole thing that I was unaware of. But yeah, so we have coffee soaps. Right now I think we're out of our caramel macchiato, but we have some teas, pomegranate mojito soap.
Coffee all the time.
Yeah. So you will smell like coffee?
In the shower. It's actually quite amazing. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't stay on your skin. It really doesn't, but it lasts quite a while because it's all natural and you kind of keep it dry. And then in the shower, you get this burst of coffee. It's fantastic.
You wake up with the water,
wake up your skin,
and then
huh?
you think you drink coffee in the shower.
Coffee is also supposed to be really good for your skin, also. So there are some health benefits to it. She's more aware of that than I am. I just really wanted coffee with our name on it, soaps. And then she told me all about the benefits. And I was like, great, that works too.
Yeah.
So
talk about networking and favor and connections. That's the whole gamut, all in one stop. So so she comes in and gets your coffee. She makes it, brings it back. So you're both helping each other, and you're helping the customer who wants that benefit of what the coffee brings.
Yeah,
awesome.
And you're thinking of us all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in the shower. While
I'm just leaving that alone. So it's been an evolution over years to get to that. But we always try to work with women and minority women and minorities. So those are the three that we focus on trying to collaborate with.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
See, that was something in the soap. Something in the soap. So Gwen, you told everybody that you have a bookstore, but let's go into depth about the books that you have in there, because you have a wide variety of books that are in your store for folks to enjoy.
I just feel like everyone have things going on in their lives. And so I wanted to touch on every areas in our life. Women, we have relationships, we have children, we have health, we have men. It's just everyday living, and of course the Bible. But those are the areas that I've been, especially now during the pandemic, where anxieties and fears and all these different things and all these different emotions. So we have books that will, feed your soul, that will help you. And so we just have a wide variety of different things, different books. And I'm just happy. I'm just happy because going back into the shop, I know, I'm sorry, Fred, I'm going off a little bit.
You good?
But going back into the shop, I really didn't think I was going to make it back in. I thank God for my friends, those women that prayed, and because when those doors shut, and I had no idea, I was thinking about, okay, all this stuff, all this inventory I have, all these books, all these different things. We had coffee on hand, we had to throw all that away, and we threw away a lot of money. But those books, a couple of those books, I went and got, and I had to read it to myself. So I know that, look at some of those books, and it helped me during this pandemic. It really did. So.
And then are your books available online at all? Can people still purchase any books or bags of coffee that you still have or are available on your website?
Well, once my daughter is redoing my website, and we're going to put our books online. But once the coffee, you can actually purchase coffee online. But on June 4th, we'll have all the coffee that people like, different types of coffee, for purchase inside the store and online as well.
Okay. Awesome. He over here having withdrawal. So Sabrina, please make sure you get your decaf tomorrow. Please. I got you.
Yes.
And he might need some therapy too. So when
we great conversations. I have to tell you, every time Fred walks in there, we just laugh. So thank you.
We try.
Yeah, it's always great.
So we'll stay with that theme. So we had a conversation about your worst customer and how you handle your worst customer. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that.
I've had quite a few. Which one are we talking about?
Well, we can't talk about all of them.
Was this the one that I threw out or one that I gave decaf to?
Oh,
I've done both.
Let's talk about the one you threw out. No, I'm just saying.
Not you, not you.
She's gonna give decaf to. So
I was just really in a mood that day, and I've never done that before. That was just about one time. My worst customer, I'd have to say, through this pandemic was during the election.
ooh, yeah.
And he came in looking for a fight, and I didn't give it to him. So he left, but he wasn't done with me. And this was at Mercy. So the first time he came in, he was masked with just a medical blue mask.
Mm-hmm.
But when he came back in to pick a fight with me, it said, Trump F your feelings. I was like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. So it was a pretty loud altercation on my end. And I did throw him out and told him I was going to call security. And he said, well, I'm going to find security. I was like, great, because they're two really big guys and they look like us. So, and he didn't find him. So he went to the administration and found another woman who looks like us and yelled so loud that from the administration building within the plaza, which is on the other side, I could hear yelling, but I didn't know it was about me.
Wow.
For about 10 minutes. And then the lady came. People started checking on me. Sabrina, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Why? Well, that yelling is about you. I was like, oh. So he was my worst customer. He was yelling about the colored girl. And yeah, there was a lot going on that day. So when I heard all that, I would tell everybody, oh yeah, I'm fine. And then that hurt me a little bit. It changed my mood for a while. But I would say in 7 years, that was literally my worst customer.
Wow.
He was awful. And I started to lose my faith in people just a little bit, but I have to realize that was an incident, but I don't know if that's necessarily that's his pattern.
Yeah.
And there was no, he was looking for a fight. I was the person behind the counter. When you are in a place of service, sometimes people see you as a person of service.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll treat you very differently.
And the reason why I asked the question, and I'll give you an opportunity to answer, Gwen, if you got one, is that's what I think we forget sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
is when we go in, like we didn't put in on the brick and mortar, we didn't put in on the beans and and I only know this in working with Gwen and also our church when we were talking about doing a coffee shop, of the cost of the equipment that you all use, which just shook me to my core.
Yeah.
And I was like, can you go to Target and get this equipment? Good Lord. So these people, they come in like they purchased all this and kind of act like you kind of said, you said service person, I'm gonna call y'all to help.
That's how you're treated.
Yeah. And you're actually the owner and they have no clue.
Even my sister and I have talked about this. Not only do they have no clue, but they actually assume that you're not the owner.
Right.
And that's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can not know who the owner is, but to assume somebody is not is different.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, that's how they, that particular
instance, that was a tough one. And he assumed I was not the owner. But I spoke to him like I was the owner. No one was going to fire me. I knew it.
Who's going to check me?
Yeah, I was the wrong person.
Say wrong person, wrong day.
Wrong day, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Gwen, if you got one.
Yes. I didn't understand. This elderly man had walked in, and he asked for a latte, and my daughter had made him a latte, and he said, just looked at us and threw it on the counter, said, "This is disgusting. This is nasty. It's cold." And so we said, "Okay, make me another one." And I just kind of like, "Okay, Gwen, you keep Gwen down. Put on that customer service face." It was so hard because he had come in with a negative. He said, "You're not going to make it here. This is a worse location." So it was negative from the time he opened had come in. I said, "Oh my God." So people were just kind of looking. They were sitting and drinking a coffee. And he went out, and he came back in again, and he threw it again on the counter, and he just slid it. "I don't want this. This is trash."
Ooh.
And he walked out. And
oh, geez.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm looking at her.
I know that face.
She just reliving it.
Right.
That was so hard. First of all, you disrespected us.
Right.
You disrespected the customers, and you disrespected my daughter,
Right.
who I know did a wonderful job. So, people, you're going to have those type of people that walk in, and I have another one, Fred. You want to hear it?
Get it? Here we go. Here we go.
I had one to come in on a Saturday, and he didn't have any money, so I just said, "You know what, I'll give it to you," and this and that. And he had drunk the coffee, had ate the donut, then came back and said, "This donut is stale." I want to know. Mind you, it was in the morning. We had just picked them up, so I know it wasn't stale. And so I said, "Sir," I said, "I gave you that." And he said, no, it's stale. And I wanted some more coffee because my coffee is cold. And I said, "You're not getting anything. As a matter of fact, I'm going to shut this door on you."
Because you didn't pay for it.
He didn't pay for anything and wanted free coffee, wanted another free donut. And it was that much left. It was this much left. So,
it's cold. Yeah, it's cold. It's slow.
But it was that much coffee and that much donut. So, sometimes you just have to just grin and bear it, count it all joy. That's why every morning when we walk in that place, my daughter and I, we prayed. We prayed before we woke up that morning, but when we got in that establishment, we prayed. We didn't do nothing but pray for 30 minutes, just while we're getting things. Because, So I know where you're coming from, Sabrina.
Sometimes you just want an easy day, huh?
Yeah.
But that's why I really wanted to highlight you all. Not just the idea that Gwen's my sister, but we've been to her shop and minded our own business while people were coming in, and they make you feel like you're family, and so that makes people want to come back. And I'm saying all that and wanting to highlight you all because it's exactly what both of you do. And people should want to know where the good places are. I'm not knocking any other coffee shops. I'm still a Temple guy to some degree, but when you get this kind of service, and people come back because they know they get that kind of service, it's important. And yeah, you get one or two bad apples, unfortunately, but because of how you both you ladies are, your faith and your belief, I believe, like I said earlier, those different doors have opened up for you of connections, and people just enjoy coming and spending, if it's just a 2 or 3 minutes in the time to make coffee. We've had that where she's got a line. Sabrina had a line, people, and I just come get my coffee, got my minute and a half laugh, and got back in the car and headed on down to headquarters. And then other times we've been able to chop it up.
Yeah.
But you know, when you feel like people that own these businesses and they got their own stuff going on, your own struggles, your own things that you're dealing with, and I want to say you put on a face or an air, because I just really believe that you all believe in your business enough that you do everything to make your business successful. And I just think that some people forget that, and they think that you owe them something, and you don't owe them anything. You're providing a service, and they should be glad for that service. There could be a nasty, jacked up shop in that hospital, and you'd be getting burnt coffee.
Or old coffee.
Yeah, or old coffee.
And still a captured audience. I'm just kidding. But no, that's just, thank you.
And I know, Gwen, you gave props to Nana's, but I believe that your presence there is going to tighten that corner even more, especially as people start coming back, and those things. Food is good, but for whatever reason, everybody need a cup of coffee. Everybody want a cup of coffee.
Or some iced tea.
Oh, we did forget about the tea. The connection that you have with the tea. Yeah, we forgot about that.
Or some iced tea.
Yeah. But I just think that we forget that sometimes, and that's very important. So I want to salute both of you for what you do in the battlefield of customer service, because it can wipe you out. You got all this other stuff that you all talked about, so detailed, of things that can wipe you out without having Joe Blow or Karen come in and wreck y'all day. What I say? If there was a name for dudes, I would have gave it a dude's name.
It's Ken.
Oh, Ken and Karen. Ken and Karen. If Ken and Karen come in, on a high hat. I mean, think about it. And I know, Gwen, and we're about to close, but I know your heart, because I haven't been around you for years. And so you giving that man a cup of coffee and a donut, that's your normal, that's you.
Yeah.
That's you. And many people that you done fed and all that stuff. But then for him to turn that, it's like, and I'm glad we're online, because I caught myself, I almost said something, but
let me chime in real quick. I remember before coffee shops. I remember one time Gwen and I were together, and we were at Taco Bell, and there was a man outside of Taco Bell that wanted something to eat, and he was kind of begging. And so we went in, got whatever we were going to get. Gwen came out with a burrito and a drink and gave it to the man. And we got in the car and we was getting ready to leave. And she's like, oh, I forgot something. She goes back into Taco Bell. And the man was trying to return the burrito. The burrito and the drink. Trying to get his money back after she paid for it.
I tell you.
That's happened to her more than once.
It follows me.
And I want to just ask Sabrina, you guys treat him like Norm from Cheers?
Yes.
Oh God. You turn it to Norm. They come in, Fred. Oh, here's your coffee.
Hey, she just got a new lady. She already know how to make my coffee.
Oh my God.
She's the bomb.
So when you come
this is the thing. I'm trying to take vacation, but if I know my customers' drinks, they just walk in and go, "Oh, Sabrina knows," and they don't know their drinks. So I realize I realized it's a problem. So now I'm making people order their drinks, and Fred has to actually order his drink, and then we'll make the drink because I'm trying to take time off. But if you know your drink, you're gonna be really mad when I'm gone.
I could have been a Ken and told the girl, she got it. Don't worry about it.
I had a come in and he ordered his drink and she goes, what is it? Goes, Sabrina knows. And I said, well, why don't you make? No, you have to make it. I was like, no, he's gonna make it. So, we've created monsters.
I ain't no monster. I just appreciate the customer service.
You know, there are some people that when they walk in the doors, you know that they're going to make your day just a little bit brighter. And seriously, Fred is one of those people.
Oh.
So. Sorry, I had to say it.
Oh,
yeah.
What you gonna say?
So does that mean free coffee tomorrow then?
What? See, you messing up. See, don't be messing up my coffee.
I'm kidding.
Don't mess up my coffee run. I need that coffee. Where I be going, I need that coffee.
So do you guys get drink your own products?
Yeah, that was gonna be my last question. Do you get high on your own supply?
I know. Say that.
Yeah, I know Gwen do a little bit, but now that she's a owner, what's your favorite drink or coffee, and do you get high on your own supply? Or tea? Well, all right. You can go first, Sabrina.
So in the beginning, yes, but a few years in, I drink about a half a cup of coffee a day. Prior to that, when we first opened, every time there was an extra shot or a bad drink, I consumed it. So, but no, I'm down to a half a cup of coffee a day. It's usually in the morning before I open, and that's it. But
just black coffee?
Just black coffee with a little bit of milk in it, and that's all I drink. But you have to remember, like, it's in our hair, it's in our clothes.
You're bathing with it now.
Yeah.
I need a winery, so I stop. But not as much as I used to.
All right, sis.
I started back. I have maybe a half a cup. I try to consume that, but
half a cup stuff.
Mr. Overton, on the other hand, he has taken my place, morning and night.
That's my dog. All right. Well, we crossed over an hour just about 8 minutes ago. That's kind of normal, but it's cool. But once again, wanted to thank you both for coming on and talking about your business. We really, really, really appreciate it. And we're telling everyone, hey, and we're going to put your links in the chat before we get off, so everybody can go on your pages and order soap, coffee,
t-shirts,
jewelry, books. When you get the books on, they'll be ready for the books. And we just gonna keep supporting both of y'all as much as we can, because we love you guys and we appreciate what you bring to the community.
Yes, definitely. So Sabrina, do you have a website or Facebook that you'd like to share with our audience before we close out for tonight?
Yeah, so our website is tiferetcoffeehouse.com, and we have a Facebook and an Instagram, Tiferet Coffee House.
Okay.
And my sister, she does all of our back stuff, so she's creative on that end. You'll see her personality through there.
Okay.
She popped in. She popped in too, by the way.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I told her, I said, I wish you would have been on, but I understand.
In pajama with, hair wrapped or something. It's 10:30. So she moved back. She had to move back to Virginia because of the pandemic. So she now does back office 3,000 miles away, and I do operations.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Still that joint effort.
Still, absolutely. So thank you. This was wonderful.
You're welcome. And then Gwen, Facebook for Legendary, or?
We have a website. website, legendarycoffeebooks.com.
Okay. And you also have an Instagram and a Facebook.
We do.
Same name?
And, yeah. And I wanted to say one more thing, Fred, if I may, it's just really quick. Also, what was amazing about having a coffee shop and having the books, when people would walk in, they would say, "This place is peaceful." And
that is
hey, before there was anything in there, it was empty. We all prayed in there. Angel was part of it. Tamise, Karen Perry, Kim Military, Sherry Gray, different ones. We all prayed over that place. And so people would walk in, and one man came in and he was asleep. He went to sleep. He had some tea and he went to sleep. And then there was another time where another man, I have actually prayed for people. And we were praying for people while people were coming in, and people with cancer. So that was amazing. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, and people come to your coffee shop and they don't just come drink their coffee and leave. They come and they stay till you close.
Yeah, that has happened. Yeah, we
a number of occasions where they drink their coffee, eat their pastry, and then later on they're getting some tea and they're getting another pastry or they're getting something else. They're there all day. It's just one of those places where you can just sit and soak in that ambiance because it is very peaceful. It's very inviting and welcoming. So that's why we can't wait for you to open back up, sis. You have to bring that back real soon.
Yes.
It's coming soon, but it seems like it's far away because we want it now.
Appreciate you guys. Angel,
we love you.
This was
you guys.
Nice meeting you, Sabrina.
Same here, Gwen. I look forward to visiting you.
Yeah, we're gonna put you on the green room.
So hold on just a moment.
Yeah, don't go just yet. So we're gonna close out and then we'll come back with y'all.
Okay.
Wow.
I ain't get up and go get some coffee.
I know it makes me want some coffee
that.
right now, but I know I can't drink any. I probably won't be able to have any for a minute.
Poor thing.
I know.
We pleading the blood of Jesus.
I know. I'm throbbing really, really bad. So this right here is not.
I appreciate you being a trooper tonight and being on. We had such a wonderful conversation.
I know. It was great.
And once again, it's just the exciting thing of seeing how connections come together for people and how it helps them in their everyday life of what they're doing.
Yes.
So definitely a blessing.
And we want to take time out to thank all of our viewers on tonight, whether you watched for the first time or you've watched us on more than one occasion. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you want to be a blessing to us, you can do so at PayPal. PayPal at PayPal. FA Concepts LLC is our PayPal account. PayPal.me/FA Concepts LLC. And if you are into buying stars from Facebook to give us stars, you can do that too. We'll accept them.
Thank you. We'll accept them.
Yes. We don't have our Cash App set up yet, but when we do, we'll make sure that we give our Cash App for that. And that way we can always be a blessing to those that come on our show. We want to always bless them with more than just extra audiences on their products or brand, but just to say thank you for being on our show and taking time out of their busy schedule. So
yep.
Thank you so much.
They could have been somewhere else doing something else, and they came on and gave us great information. And so we appreciate all of the guests that come on and provide us things that we can use in our everyday life or just chop it up with us, just like all of the people that come on and give comments. So we're grateful. We're definitely very grateful. So before we go, we'll pop this up one more time and say happy birthday. I know she didn't watch tonight because she probably somewhere eating something or doing something. So it's all good. Ain't no worries, but happy birthday, baby girl. All right, good people. We love you. We thank you. The next show, once again, it'll be, the flyer be out real soon.
June 1st, right?
June, is that June 1st? Don't miss it. That's going to be powerful. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Black health. I ain't saying nothing about other people's health, but if I don't talk about my own, then I won't know. So I need to talk about my own health right now. And just like Black Lives Matter, you know, every life matters, but right now my life matters. So please tune in on the 1st, so you can learn about these products that they have, and maybe you can become a subscriber. I'm not trying to sell stuff for them, but the information that I believe that they have is going to be very informative and powerful. So love you all. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank our guests again. We love them. We appreciate them. And we'll see you on the 1st of June. Bye. Be blessed.